Iron Twins Fortress. I don't know about you, but I have not done much of that content in a while. I did a bit when it started, but the annoyance of the content relative to the rewards seemed like it wasn't really worthwhile. But has that changed? Hello and welcome to Alternate Image Raid. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we're going to discuss Iron Twins Fortress, Souls, and most importantly, the new soul summoning tournament that is happening. There's probably going to be events for it as well. We'll see. I have not chased it. It's Soul Chase tournament here. I've not started going for it yet at all. And in my brackets, points usually look a lot higher to get number one in a legendary book and 6 legendary 6-star artifacts. I mean, we only have 5 people who even got the final reward, which is a sacred shard. So is it really hard to go after these rewards if the points you actually get really low, or are people just not prepared because they didn't really expect it to happen? They haven't been hoarding this currency like most things do. For me, however, I've kind of been hoarding a little bit just because I haven't taken the time to spend my souls. I have an abundance of this currency and not so much of that I can spend here in the market and get these or get direct souls. I haven't bought many. I haven't summoned many. For a long time, I was just doing the Saturday Void version of the event that gave 2 times the rewards, and honestly, I've forgotten that for the past 3 or 4 weeks. I just didn't care that much. But actually having in a tournament helps a little bit because, again, if you've watched this channel, I like to double dip. So if I'm going to go get souls to do this, I want it to do more than just one thing. I want it to do more than just a soul. In this case, it can get me points for this tournament. And there's no way the rewards stay this good, right? This is just to get people hyped for the first time. But I mean, if it did, I'd put some resources into it. It would be worthwhile, and my champions would have a lot more soul upgrades than they currently do. We'll see a lot of these guys. A lot of them don't have anything. And of course, that's mostly because I haven't pulled enough, but also just because it's kind of a bother to do it. So let's look at the event, the rules real quick, see what we're going to need, how many we might need to pull. I think it's so random that there's probably no way we're going to get a real estimate of how many we need to crack before it gets started. So we just, from getting souls from soul stones, from the soul merchant, and other in-game activities, if they happen to give souls. Not a lot of places. Some of the path events will have souls in them, but for the most part, it's just going to be from that one interface with the soulstone summoning and the soul merchant. So if I pull a legendary 6-star, that's going to be almost all the points I need, right? We're pretty close, but 1-star rares, honestly, any of the rares, if you don't get to 5 and 6, are worth almost nothing. Epics are even going to be hard to get a lot of value out of them. So I'm actually going to screenshot this. I probably won't leave it up on the screen, but I just want it for my own reference, just to compare with what I actually have available. These give 1 to 6-star of anything, which means most likely, and let's look at the odds, very strong chance of getting just the 1-stars rares, which are worth 1 point. Everyone's worth 1 point. That's nothing. 1-star legendaries even are only 15 points, right? So we have a 3%. That's probably not how the math works. I don't feel like doing complicated math in this, but if we have a 50% chance of getting rank 1s and we have a 6% chance of that, we have like, the odds aren't good, right? We're not going to be pulling a lot of this or this, right? We have no chance in these mortal soul stones, which is almost all that we're pulling, of getting 6-star legendary gear, right? The odds of that are very slim. We have a 0.5% chance of even getting a 6-star, and then out of that 0.5% chance, 1 out of every 30 only is going to be legendary. So that's 200, several thousand of them to get a legendary 6-star. Which I guess is why nobody had any points in that tournament, because it's just really unlikely to get enough. So I'm gonna pull. I'm probably gonna just try to get all the points for the if I can, and we'll see if I can. both between the number I have and then of course in the actual soul collection. I might go expand this a little bit because I don't feel like doing organization. Okay, that should give me enough space to at least mess with this. Do you have anybody else to awaken? I'm probably still gonna do this video Royal Guard, but I won't spend actually use his awakening yet prior to that, but I need to get some of these out of the space. So can we do that? We can. There is an argument to be made for not using these on champions you're not going to ever use, because then you have them for something else. And obviously I have a bunch of these champions I have souls for that I don't have ascended, so I can't upgrade them at all. My collection has a handful of these I'm not going to use, and a number of epics and legendaries I don't have. Particularly, you'll see the ones with the helmet icon I have, the ones without I don't. I don't have any of these legendaries. I would not recommend getting rid of legendary ones, and I wouldn't recommend getting rid of epic ones that they belong to decent champions. Past that, it's really hard to say. So many of these champions I won't use, and there is value in selling them for the currency to buy more of the stuff I actually want to get, right? But with how much of the currency I have, I don't know, probably not a big deal. But let's summon. Let's see how it plays out. So I have 318 of these. It's going to give me a bunch more of the currency to buy more Immortal Soul Stones. Let's summon. Let's take 100 of these real quick and see if we pull anything I want. Let's check my wish list. I think I still want all of these, so we'll figure it out. So 45 tournament points. I did get one legendary. We got 3 epics. Nothing that I care about there. 79 points. Skip these. We got 2 legendaries. So far I don't have any of the 3 legendaries that I got. We do have a couple epics that I have and at least sometimes use. 62. Sinesha, Sky Touched. Feel like I might have these, but I haven't done anything with them yet. 172. That's pretty nice. That's actually an excellent one. And then we got a 5-star, which this 5-star epic was worth 135 points. So most of the points came out of this 5-star epic. So we're getting, what, 60-ish on... Ooh, this one's going to be mostly 1-stars. Or just blues, at least. These points vary so wildly on the pull. We did, what would that be, 60 at this point? Oh, I need to collect these. I'm glad they build up past that, 'cause that would have been a huge waste. I'm going to go get rid of most of these. All right, that gives us a few more. Let's see the total points we have so far real quick, just to get kind of a pacing as to where we are on the soul chase. So we got 400 points in the first 60. One of those pulls was really good. We are a little bit under a third of the way, and we are halfway to starting to get some of the ranking rewards. And at 2 hours left, I have pretty good odds of not having somebody rush past me at the last minute with this one. So let's pull some more. I open up some more of the soul collection because I'm lazy and I don't feel like cleaning up my souls right away. 199, another good pull, probably a 5 or 6 star in here. 5-star Giscard, which is actually really good. 4-star Akemtum, I actually just started getting him built. A Genbo, that's pretty good stuff. Rask actually like great champions in this particular one. Back to a 36. The variation is so wild. Haikatoon, we got a wish list one in there. A 1-star Kale's not really a big deal. 2 legendaries. The Artak here, which is nice, coming on the new one. Not a lot of points, 68 points. Bivald and a 3-star. We got a wish lister. I'll leave those in the wish list for now. Not getting a lot of the wish list stuff on the higher end, we'll notice. And the points are still staying pretty low. 181. That's a waste. The 4-star Deacon is good. I might already have some of my Deacon. I don't recall. But, so we are down, it is 120, 130 so far. This, of course, has given us a couple thousand extra of this currency, which isn't bad at all as well. Let's go see the total points. About 1,000. We are in rewards. We are 2/3 of the way through. So with what I have hoarded up, I am guaranteed to be able to get the last stuff, which is interesting. So obviously I'm going to pull these. Let's see how many points that these relatively rare ones are, and also consider how much they cost to buy here. I could buy 8 more, but the points for these this currency comes fairly slowly. So let's keep that in mind. This is not, we're not going to get a lot of these typically. 683. 4-star Arbiter. Excellent. 5-star Taurus would be amazing if I had it. 3-star Arix. I think I have Arix. I don't think I've used them. Anax. That's... With the Arbiter made that pretty nice. Of course, if that had been 5 or 6 on one of these, pretty good. This is our first 5-star on the legendary side. That's also enough points to finish the event. And now I'm in a position where I could consider if I want to go after the first place and get an additional legendary book. Which I kind of do, because I can right now. Probably not many people have hoarded as many of these as I have. I feel like that's unusual. So let's see if we can get to 2,000 points. And then we're going to see what that all cost. Not so much in just the silver we're spending here, but in the time and resources it would take to get all of this stuff. All right, so we pulled enough. We are now in first place in the tournament. It ends in 2 hours. I have some more to pull. It's late enough, honestly. I don't think I'm going to be able to fight them if they try to push me and take first. That'll be sad, but at least I hopefully will still be able to get this extra legendary book. Now, for what I spent here, I'm pretty happy to get hopefully 3 legendary books, Sacred Shard, a Void Shard, a little bit of energy, some gems. That is excellent. That feels worth it, except I realize I've been saving almost all of this for months, and I've barely spent any souls prior to this. So let's see how much all this would cost in a sense of buying these with this currency. So I used in total 200 Mortal Soul Stones and 10 Immortal Soul Stones. That gave me some additional currency back in both of these spots in the form of selling stuff out of my soul collection and from the little bonus coins that you get. But 52,000 gets you 52. I mean, it's pretty straightforward math. So I spent 200,000 of the Mortal Soulstone coins worth and 10,000 of the Immortal Soulstone coins worth. Now, what does that actually mean? How much work is it to get that? How much time is it to get that? Let's go look back to where we started, at the Iron Twins. So we're getting from each of these, and honestly, on Void, I think I typically hit stage 14. Stage 15 has a slightly higher fail rate for my team, and it's just hasn't in the past been worth the time. But we get 145 per. 3 to 6 of this. I haven't actually seen this drop yet, I don't think. Let's even say we're farming this on stage 15. If this is potentially worthwhile, stage 15 is almost certainly going to be the place that's most worth it. The energy remains the same, or if it goes up by 2, it doesn't matter. I don't remember. Since we're limited to the keys, I'm definitely not spending gems on getting extra keys. So we're getting 150, 4, and 3. I'm looking at the low end. It usually is. I know it's an average, but come on, let's be real. So each week, we get 155 here. Each week, we get a total of 7,440 of this currency per week. So we can get 7 of the lesser soul stones a week out of doing the actual content it comes from if you don't spend gems on extra. If we happen to get the immortal soul essence instead, we're getting 192 to 288 if we got it every single time. Which obviously you're not. That's not a reality. That is just doing the simple math here of the 4 times 6 keys times... I just did by 8 since we get double on the 7th day. So every 3 to 6 weeks, if you got all of them, you get one of these. And it gets similarly bad here. And of course, the chance for getting these is very low. So with that in mind, we're getting in 6 to 10 weeks maybe one immortal, and probably 30, 40, 50 of the mortal soul stones in 2 months. In 2 months, let's say we're getting one immortal and 50 mortal ones. Every 2 months, you get 1 and 50. 50 of these gives you 5 more of this, gives you 1 more there. So how would you even possibly do what I did on the regular? What I did just now, again, only came from massive hoarding. If they had one of these events once a month, I couldn't come close to those numbers. Not even vaguely close. And obviously they come from other places. This artifact event, for instance, is going to give us 1 additional mortal soul stone. So every event, even if you can get 1 or 2 more mortal soul stones, even a day, that gives you an extra 10 a week or something. And so to get the 200 needed to tap out that reward, or probably could have done with 150 if I wasn't trying to actually win the event. To get the 150 you need, you're looking at 3-4 months at the current rates of acquisition of this stuff. That's atrociously bad. Like 3-4 months to be able to do one tournament. Like if I'm doing something crazy in my math, please let me know in the comments. And obviously this isn't exact math. It's going to be off by a bit. But if it's not 3-4 months and it's 2-3 months, I don't care. You should be able to get what you need in between the tournaments. And these are locked out by keys if you're not spending extra gems on those keys. And a lot of teams can't auto that boss. You're not doing a handful of cheese teams. You're just having something excessive. So the amount of time it spends to go in there and spend 10-20 minutes per round per day times 6 keys, and if you're spending the 150 gems to refill your keys, that's not feels good territory, I tell you what. No, I don't think it's going to be worth. I don't think it's going to be worth. I mean, definitely make sure you're getting your weekend double bonus in. But unless someone can show me some math that indicates that I'm crazy, or maybe they're just more coming from other places, or maybe more will start coming from other places, although that just means we're losing some other reward. It's not like it's going to be extra. It's going to be instead. This is going to be really hard to get enough points to complete these. Of course, we will probably never see rewards this good again. There's a decent chance that maybe this just goes to 500 points, and you're going to get like the arena tournament style rewards. Or there's 4 or 5 rewards, and you get an epic book at the top or something. It's probably gonna stop here, and maybe not even be a void shard. That seems more likely. I really again doubt that we're getting the sacred shards every tournament. Although, if it costs this much, maybe we are. Maybe this is going to be the place for the another place for ultra whales, the krakens, to really sink their teeth into. But let's see what else I got here, because I did pull again 200 mortals and 10 immortals. So of things that I can actually use, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 legendary souls out of 210 little soul fragment things. That doesn't feel sufficient. And I have a pretty good roster of legendary champions. And there's not as nice of a direct way of going after it. We obviously got a lot of epic champions. I still have a lot of cleanup to do now after that last round of pulling I did. Some more rare ones that can go. And of course, just simply awakening a ton of these, because that'll save my space and will, you know, increase my account power. I did get a nice account power increase from this in theory, but seeing the amount of keys, energy, and time you're gonna have to spend each week to get these soul stones, to get those points, if they even do one of these events once a month, I don't think it's attainable even for relatively strong accounts like mine. Of course, there's one place we didn't consider: buying the souls directly from here. Except, unless you already have a bunch of champions ready to go, you're looking at mostly these 1 stars, and this is 15 points. Which I guess, if you did this over the series of the whole event, we spent this currency. No, that's only an extra 5 of these for 75 points. That's still not going to do anything meaningful. So honestly, it's really not. So what do you think? Is this something? Is this tournament something that can even be possibly obtainable by I don't even want to say an average, but an average strong account, right? Obviously, new accounts have no chance of completing at least the amount of points that were available on this one. Even good accounts that have just been spending their resources to be hard, you're definitely going to have to hoard aggressively to have any chance, even going half as many points as this. Are you going to bother the next time this comes around? It's the first one we've gotten to see, and I am impressed with the rewards, but it feels more like bait than something that would be standard. And if it is standard, man, that's going to be interesting to see how people come up with a way to get enough souls to actually get it. Anyway, this has been an alternate image raid video, obviously for Raid Shadow Legend, talking about the Soul Chase tournament and the aspects that go with it. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you loved it, sub. That is excellent. And if you have something to say, definitely leave it in the comments. There's a lot of math here. I don't think it matters to be super accurate with it, but if somebody has been super accurate, link it, comment it, do the math. How many runs does it take to complete this? That would be something interesting to see. And of course, if you dislike this video, smash that dislike button, as it's still engagement for the channel. And as always, have a great day.